everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Authentically Mads. If you're new here, my name is Maddie. The channel's really dedicated to the messy, non-linear, beautiful work of healing and actually becoming the person we know we're meant to be. If that sounds like your kind of energy that you need on your feed, please hit that subscribe button. My goal here is to build a community of women who are done just getting by and are ready to actually thrive. And I'd love for you to be a part of it. So, we are currently in week 3 of Blooming Into Her series. Quick housekeeping, if you just stumbled upon this video and haven't seen week 1 or week 2, I highly recommend you pause this, go to the playlist in the description, start from the beginning. This series is designed as a journey. We are building a house here, and you don't want to build a roof before you've poured the foundation. So go back, catch up, and meet us right back here. And for those of you who have been with me since week 1, welcome back. I just want to take a moment to say I am so proud of you. Honestly, because usually week 3 is when the shiny new toy energy sort of wears off. Week 1 is exciting. Week 2 is okay. But week 3, that's when the resistance shows up. That's when life gets busy and your brain tries to convince you that you don't have time for this. But you are here, you pressed play, and that tells me you are committed to yourself. This week's theme is a big one, raising your standards. The vibe that we are channeling this week is quality, worth, and refinement. Our mantra for the week is one of those quotes that honestly hits heavy, but it motivates at the same time. I teach the world how to treat me by what I allow. Just take a breath and sit with that. Teach the world how to treat me by what I allow. This week isn't about the surface level stuff. It's not about cleaning your room or buying nicer skincare, though we love that too, except the cleaning part maybe. This is about the internal barometer you have in your own life. We often confuse having standards with being difficult or high maintenance. We've been conditioned to be the cool girl, the easygoing girl, the girl that doesn't need anything. But this week, we are dismantling that, learning that having high standards is actually the highest form of self-respect. It's about clearing a life that feels safe, supportive, and aligned with the woman that you are becoming. So grab your journal, grab a coffee, and let's dive into the themes of week 3. Day 1, the minimum standard. I want to break down a concept for you that actually changed my life. We often judge ourselves by our maximum standard. We think, oh, on my best day, I do yoga. I drink 3 liters of water. I'm patient. I'm kind. And that's great. We love her. But your quality of life is not determined by your ceiling. It's determined by your floor. The floor is your baseline. It's your default mode when you are tired, hormonal, stressed out, and overstimulated. What does your life look like then? You let your space turn into a disaster zone? You let people speak to you disrespectfully because you don't have the energy to fight back? You starve yourself or binge eat because it doesn't matter? When we have low self-worth, our floor is in the basement. We basically tell ourselves that unless I am performing perfectly, I don't deserve basic care. Work of day 1 is about raising the floor. Deciding that even on your worst day, when you have the flu, when you're heartbroken, when you're broke, this is a line you do not cross. Maybe your new floor is how bad I feel, I still wash my face and brush my teeth. Maybe it's no matter how lonely I am, I do not text that ex that made me feel small. You're building a safety net for yourself because when you raise your minimum standard, you stop falling so hard when life knocks you down. You catch yourself sooner. Once we've learned to establish the baseline, day 2 moves us into something we do 1,000 times a day without noticing. Day 2, language of worth. Talk about apology energy. You know that feeling when you walk into a room or send an email and you feel like you're already in debt? Like you're already annoying people by existing. So we use these shrinking words. I'm sorry to bother you. Just wanted to check. I'm probably wrong, but does that make sense? We think we're being polite. We think that we're being humble. But what we're actually doing is broadcasting insecurity. We are handing people a script that says, I am not important. My time is not valuable. Please forgive me for taking up space. You're allowed to take up space. And here's the kicker. People treat us how we treat ourselves. If you treat your voice like an annoyance, they will too. So the shift for day 2, honestly, for the rest of your life, is to swap apology for attitude and directness. I want you to catch yourself. Instead of saying sorry for rambling, which centers your insecurity, try saying thank you for listening. That centers the connection. Instead of saying, I just wanted to ask if you could, that word just is a killer. Delete it in your head. Say, I would like to know. Or when you have a moment, send this over. It honestly feels scary at first. You might feel a little rude, but the reality is you're not being rude, you're just being clear. Your voice is not a burden. Your needs are not an inconvenience. Stop apologizing for having them. Moving on to day 3. This is one of my absolute favorite concepts of this journal. Subtle, but it's powerful. Day 3, upgrading the little things. Day 3 deals with invisible tolerances. I also call these energy leaks. These are the tiny physical things in your environment that annoy you, but you've ignored them for so long and gone nose blind to it. It's the underwear that digs into your hip bone every time you sit down. It's the chipped mug that scrapes your lip. It's the clutter pile in the chair that you have to move over every time you want to sit there. It's the dead plant in the corner. You might be thinking, Maddie, seriously, a chip mug? That's not deep work. But it is. Here is the psychology behind it. It's death by 1,000 cuts. Every time that you interact with something broken, uncomfortable, or less than, your subconscious mind registers a micro signal. That micro signal says we don't deserve better. We can just make do. My comfort isn't a priority. And you start adapting to discomfort. You cultivate a high tolerance for things that feel bad. And let me tell you, if you have a high tolerance for uncomfortable shoes, you probably have a high tolerance for not great relationships too, or uncomfortable relationships. It's all connected. Upgrading these things isn't about being materialistic. It's about signaling to your nervous system that I deserve softness, I deserve ease. So today I want you to fix one thing. Throw away the holey socks. Buy the slightly nicer coffee creamer. Fix the wobbly table leg. Prove to yourself that your comfort matters, even when no one else is watching, especially when no one else is watching. So day 4, we are shifting gears into a topic that usually makes people's shoulders go up to their ears. Day 4, financial elegance. And when I say elegance, I don't mean being rich. I don't mean designer bags. I mean intentionality. A lot of us have a very chaotic relationship when it comes to money. Guaranteed. We either ignore it, we don't look at the bank account because it gives us anxiety, we abuse it, we impulse buy things just to get a dopamine hit, or we hoard it out of fear. That is messy energy. Financial elegance is about slowing the transaction down. It's about treating money like a respected partner in your life, not a source of shame. It's stopping before you hit the purchase button. This purchase a band-aid for a bad mood, or is it an investment to my joy? Does this align with the woman that I am becoming? Is this kind to my future self? For example, buying a planner that you'll actually use, kind to your future self. Buying a fast fashion top that will fall apart in 2 washes because you're sad, not kind. This week, I want you to do one act of financial elegance. Maybe it's canceling that subscription that you haven't used in 6 months. Maybe it's creating a savings folder and naming it dreams instead of emergency. Shift the energy from fear to respect. Okay, so from money to media. Because honestly, we consume media far more than we spend money. Day 5 tackles your information diet. Day 5, the information diet. So day 5 tackles your information diet. We talk so much in the wellness space about food diets, gluten-free, dairy-free, macros, organic. But we rarely talk about what we are spoon-feeding our brains every morning. Be honest with me. How often do you open your phone, scroll for 30 minutes, and physically feel your energy drain out of your body? I know I have. You see someone's highlight reel, and suddenly you feel poor. You feel behind. You feel ugly. You feel like you aren't doing enough. You are voluntarily drinking poison and then wondering why you're sick. Your brain doesn't know the difference between just scrolling and reality. It absorbs comparison as facts. So day 5 is a full audit. You have to curate your feed like your peace depends on it, because it does. I want you to be ruthless this week. Does this account inspire me? Educate me? Or make me laugh? Keep it. Does this account make me feel insecure, jealous, or envy? Mute or unfollow. Listen, even if it's a nice person, even if it's a friend, if their content triggers a spiral in you right now, you are allowed to mute them. You have to protect your headspace. It is the most valuable real estate that you own. Don't let people live there for free if they're trashing the place. All right, day 6. Take a deep breath, because this is usually the hardest part of the week for people. Because it's one thing to raise your standards with your coffee mugs or your Instagram feed, it is a completely different story to raise your standards when it comes to people. Day 6 is about matching energy. Day 6, social standards, matching energy. Day 6 is about matching energy. This is specifically for women who feel like the engine in their relationships. You know who you are. You are sending the thinking of you texts. You are the one making the plans. You are the therapist for your friends. You are always over-functioning, hoping that if you give enough, eventually they'll give it back. The lesson of day 6 is painful, but it's necessary. Stop chasing. I want you to practice the art of leaning back. Not to be petty, not to play games or be manipulative, but to observe. Imagine a game of tennis. You hit the ball over the net. Now you have to wait for them to hit it back. You cannot run over to their side and hit it back for you. If you stop rowing the boat, does the relationship sink? Or does the other person pick up an oar? This is scary, and I know it's scary because we are all so terrified if we stop doing the work, we will be alone. But here's the truth that I need you to hear. If a connection requires you to abandon yourself to keep it alive, it is an attachment. You do not need to earn space in someone's life by being useful. So this week, we match energy. See who meets you there. The people that do, those are your people. Whew, that is a heavy week. We cover a lot of ground, from socks to soulmates. And that brings us to the reset. Day 7, weekly ritual and Sunday reset. Day 7 is about integration. Can't just do all the heavy lifting and then run straight into Monday morning without pausing. We need to metabolize this week. Day 7 guides you through a morning ritual. I know the Sunday scaries are real. We get anxious about the week ahead. But what if we turned Sunday into a ritual of self-mothering? I want you to create a routine that feels like a hug. Light the candle, put on a playlist, change the sheets on your bed. Is there really anything better than fresh scented sheets? Prep a meal that makes your body feel good. Lay out your outfit for Monday. You aren't just doing chores, you are telling yourself that you are worth taking care of. You are cleaning your space like you are prepping for a guest. But the guest is you. Next level you. That is how we anchor this work in. We don't just think about raising our standards, we live it in the tiny details of how we prepare for the week. Before I let you go, I want to mention a specific tool in the back of the journal for this week. It's the resource page, Scripts for Self-Protection. Because here's the reality. You can watch this video and get all hyped up about raising your standards, but then on Tuesday somebody asks you to do a favor for them that you do not want to do, and you panic, you freeze. You say yes when you mean no. So I wrote out some scripts for you, literally cheat codes for your boundaries. I want you to memorize 1 or 2 of these so that they are in your back pocket. I need time to think about that. I'll get back to you. This is my favorite. It buys you some time so you don't pressure answer. I'm not open to feedback on my body right now. A hard boundary, but a necessary one. I'm at capacity right now, so I can't take this on. Practice saying these in the mirror. Going to feel weird. Build that muscle memory so that when you need to protect your peace, the words are already there. That is week 3. Listen, if you've stuck with me this far, I know that you are serious about this. You are upgrading your words, your environment, your money, your relationships. And remember that it doesn't happen overnight. It happens by 1%. 1% better boundaries, 1% nicer self-talk. That compound interest is everything. So next week, week 4, we are getting into embodiment. Get ready to stop thinking about her and start being her. If you liked this video, please hit that like button. It really helps this channel grow. And drop a comment below. I want to know, what is one standard that you are no longer lowering? Is it the way that you talk to yourself? Is it the friendships that you accept? Tell me in the comments. I read them all. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.